Well, you guys got the Warriors. You guys got the San Antonio Spurs. I'm gonna stay East Coast.
Washington Wizards?
No, not the Washington Wizards. I think Giannis will stay in the East. I think he's a forever Eastern Conference player. I don't think he'll go out West. He knows the challenges in the West. The East, with Tatum being out, the East has never been more open. And me personally, I think Giannis should go to the New York Knicks. Of course, with the Knicks being in the Eastern Conference Finals at the making of this video, they are in the Eastern Conference Finals, have yet to play Game 1 against the Pacers. We'll see what happens. But if New York, of course, if they get eliminated, I think Giannis should target New York. A trio of Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and Giannis.
So in your hypothetical trade, you don't include Cat?
No.
Okay.
There's right after the Bucks got eliminated, Giannis was spotted in New York. Obviously, he has a lot of businesses in New York. He has come out previously and said that he loves playing in New York. So I think that the Knicks is a perfect team. It has everything that he really wants. To be honest, they got the big man in Cat, basically Brook Lopez, but probably 100 times better shooter. And they got Brunson, could set him up beautifully, and I think they'll make a nice dynamic trio in New York, and they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
Let me ask you about this, right? So we know there's another team in New York, in the Brooklyn Nets. There have been heavy rumors about.
Hell no.
No. Okay.
Hell no. Brooklyn Nets, you guys gotta tank it out for another few years.
They gotta sign us up, man.
They gotta tank it out for the next few years. They gotta get some more high draft picks. They should not even be in the conversation.
At least them ticket prices are low. We can see some NBA players.
We can. What's the hypothetical trade to the Knicks look like? Read that out for me.
For me, the hypothetical trade is gonna definitely have to include OG. Okay. It's OG or Mikal. I assume the Bucks would probably prefer OG. He's younger as well.
And I think the Knicks would be more unwilling to trade Mikal because they paid 5 first round picks.
They paid a lot. They're definitely gonna have to include Mitchell Robinson. Definitely gonna have to include Miles McBride. Probably gonna have to throw in Josh Hart as well. And you're gonna obviously have to throw in every first round picks you have for the next at least 20 years, obviously, for the Knicks. But it's definitely gonna have to be a trade package around that. Maybe a third team gets involved, who knows? But it's definitely possible. And obviously, if Giannis comes out and says, as mentioned earlier with the Warriors, if he says he wants to go to the Knicks, he will be a Knick.
So I think you both have the notion that Giannis the Bucks are going to agree with Giannis's demands, right?
Yeah. I would say that's the case. I think if it's completely up to it's on Giannis's hands.
It's on Giannis's hands. Okay, I can see why the Bucks would want to honor Giannis's requests, but I think we've seen recently that a lot of teams don't have much loyalty towards their players anymore, and I think Giannis is just such a.
Are you speaking about the Luka situation?
Of course, the Luka situation. Of course. And I don't know about the Bucks front office, I don't know about their personalities, but I think Giannis has expressed a lot over his Bucks tenure that he is willing to leave the team. He's willing to change scenarios if the Bucks aren't doing right by him, and that's something he's expressed this year. So do you think the Bucks would really want to accommodate Giannis when he's been hanging this sort of guillotine over their necks for the past few years?
This is another topic, right? Should the Bucks trade Giannis themselves? And I think the Bucks should. Dame is going to be likely out for all of next year.
He's also 36?
He's also 36. Kyle Kuzma is
terrible.
Then you have Bobby Portis, a free agent. I think Brook Lopez is a free agent. So if Giannis comes back, what are they going to do next year?
They're just going to be in purgatory.
They have no chance. The Bucks' best option is to trade Giannis for some assets. I think both sides want the best. Bucks definitely can get some massive assets back from Giannis. Giannis wants to go to the team that could get him some more championships in his career. He's already 30 now, I believe. Getting into his 30s or getting into his mid-30s now. Obviously, he relies on a lot of athleticism, so he's not getting any younger. And the Bucks just need a retool, a rebuild. Honestly,
it's such a strange situation because it's not like they're losing because the organization failed to put a competent team around him, right? they've lost due to some unfortunate luck, and we've really never seen a player as good as Giannis, a consensus top 20 player of all time. You know, he's an MVP finalist this year. Really be rumored to get traded in the middle of his prime like this, and in a return for Giannis is just, you know, it's gonna be exponentially more than what the Suns or the Brooklyn Nets got for KD. Giannis is a better player and he's younger, right? So how does a Giannis trade really work? Are they really going to take the best offer, or are they going to try and accommodate Giannis? That's the big question. If they accommodate Giannis, right, you could see potential moves to the Knicks and the Warriors like you guys mentioned, but yes. I don't think the Bucks are really in a position to accept that.
I believe Giannis has the status to take his demand and where he wants to go. Similar to how Phoenix Suns, when KD was about to get traded to the Warriors because Jimmy Butler wanted to be on the Suns, KD just said no, and the Suns believed him, even though the Suns were already doing bad.
If Bradley Beal can get a no trade clause, Giannis could go where he wants.
Exactly, and Giannis doesn't have the status. Giannis has a status in terms in the Bucks' perspective more than KD has a status in the Suns' perspective. So I believe they will follow Giannis' demands. And either way, even though the Warriors and Knicks, as we mentioned, aren't the best trade scenarios, right? Aren't the best trade packages in return, right? I believe it's not a bad trade package, so they can still take it.
But anyways, we shall see what happens. The playoffs still going. Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals about to start. We still have a lot of time to see what happens with Giannis. And but anyways,
watch him be a Maverick.